Welcome back to Baking with Josh and Ange.
Hi everybody. Well, it is November, and that means we are gearing up for the holidays.
We're gearing up for my birthday.
And your birthday.
Right?
And our anniversary.
And our anniversary.
What?
And Thanksgiving.
And Christmas and New Year's and whatever holiday you guys are celebrating.
It's all happening.
It's all happening. We all celebrate a lot during these next few weeks.
It's a great time for baking and for family.
Everybody's coming over, you're making stuff. But you guys, it can also be stressful.
Yeah, super stressful, right? If you're trying to find the perfect dessert for your Thanksgiving spread, I have nightmares about pie crust.
Baby, stop it.
I do.
Stop it.
I really do, because it not coming out right, it like being too flaky, falling apart.
Nightmares about pie crust?
I know, it's sad. It's really sad.
So both of our moms make pies, and they are delicious. And you can do your pie crust from scratch, or
yeah, you can buy it from the store, which, you know, no judgment at all. We do it all the time. But I have to tell you that this recipe, I found a pie crust that's almost foolproof.
He's so excited
I am.
about it.
It's a shortbread pie crust.
A shortbread pie crust!
And it is delicious. Even by itself, it's delicious. So today we are going to be making mini pecan pies with a shortbread pie crust.
A shortbread pie crust! Dun dun dun! How do we get started?
All right, here's what you'll need for the shortbread pie crust. 3/4 cup melted butter, 1/4 cup sugar, 1 tablespoon powdered sugar, 2 cups flour. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how easy this crust is to make.
And delicious.
And delicious.
I mean, you guys know me. I just kept eating the crust. It was so good. He would like give us a little ball, and me and the kids were like, blah, blah.
The first thing we need to do is preheat the oven to 350 degrees.
I got it. I got it.
Thanks, babe. Super easy. All we're gonna do is add the flour, the sugar, the powdered sugar.
Whisk it?
And then you can whisk it. There's a whisk right there.
Okay.
I didn't even have to tell her that.
Hey,
It's amazing.
look at that. All right, I'm gonna get it all incorporated.
Yep.
Is that good?
Looking good.
All right.
Perfect. All right. So now it's time to add the melted butter. You want to make sure that you melt the butter and then let it cool to room temperature before you add it.
Right, whisk it?
Not gonna whisk it.
Not gonna whisk it.
Now we're gonna take a fork.
Okay.
And we're going to kind of fold all the flour in.
All right, you do you.
Yep. All right. Also, if you want to, you can just kind of get your hands in there and squish it together, which I like to do too. And so you're gonna get one big kind of dough ball.
When can
like
I have
so.
some? When can I have some?
Not yet, not yet. We just started.
It smells so good.
All right. So now you want to take this dough ball, cover it, and put it in the fridge for about 15 minutes. Okay, so we let this dough cool for about 15 minutes. Now we're ready to divide them equally in these ramekins. Now the ramekins we're using are 6-ounce quiche ramekins. So before we divide the dough, we need to make sure the ramekins are greased. So you want to grease the ramekins?
Sure. Any special kind of thing you use to grease?
I mean, we're using a baking spray, but you could use butter and a little bit of flour too. You just want to make sure that you're able to get the pies out at the end. So make sure they're really greased well. Now we're going to divide this up equally. We'll put about 1/4 in this one, 1/4 in that one.
Okay. So you just kind of use your hands to separate that?
Yeah, I just use my hands to separate it, and also I use my fingers to kind of push it into the ramekins. Press down with your fingertips and kind of smush all of this in an even layer all across these ramekins, okay? So you want to help me?
Yes.
All right, get in here.
Okay.
Make sure it comes up on the side, and it's okay if it hangs over because we're going to cut it off.
Okay.
Cut off the excess. But you really want to make sure all of the pie crust gets up along the edges, okay?
Okay.
And also there's no holes in the bottom so the pie filling doesn't seep through. So as you can see, this is starting to look like, you know, pie crust. But
Yeah.
it's way easier than having to roll out the pie crust and trying to get the right consistency of the dough and everything. This is like foolproof almost.
In Scotland, we had quite a bit of shortbread.
Yeah.
Shortbread cookies.
Oh
I
my
had
gosh.
a shortbread thing one morning at breakfast, and I love it.
The best shortbread we've ever had probably in Scotland. All right, do that other one, come on.
All right. I'm falling behind.
We don't have all day here. So another trick you can do is use like a glass dish to kind of smush it down and to make sure the edges are flat too. That helps if you don't want to use your fingers, or just to like, you know, finish it off at the end.
That might be good if you have long fingernails too.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna get all these scraps that fell off. I don't want them to go on the floor.
No, of course not. So now we have the shortbread crust pressed into our ramekins. We can just take a little knife and kind of cut off the excess around the edges.
Get rid of all that excess.
And then I'll let Angela eat it all. So lastly with these pie crusts, you just want to poke a few holes in it so when it bakes, it doesn't bubble up. So now we're going to take these pie crusts and we're going to set them on a baking sheet just so they all cook evenly. And we will put them in the oven for 10 minutes at 350 degrees.
Okay.
Cool?
Cool.
And now we need to clean up this mess somehow.
Oh no, how are we gonna do that?
All right, so while that's baking, we're gonna start making the pecan filling. So Angela, what do we need for the pecan filling?
Here's what you need for the pecan filling. 3 large eggs, 3/4 cups golden syrup, 1/2 cup sugar, 1/2 cup brown sugar, 1 teaspoon vanilla, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 3 tablespoons melted butter, 1.5 cups chopped pecans.
So now it's time to make the pecan filling. Really easy. This is so easy to make. I was always scared of pecan pies and I have no idea why.
Stop being scared.
I know.
Stop being scared of pie.
Terrified of baking, you guys, but I'm trying to make it so you won't be.
There you go. Silver lining. All right, how do we get started?
Okay, first thing we need to do is add the eggs, and next is the golden syrup, the sugar, and the brown sugar, the vanilla, and the salt. We're just gonna mix this all together until it's nice and smooth. So all the sugar chunks are all mixed in together.
Okay.
Okay?
I don't know if you guys noticed this turkey right here. So Josh's grandma Snyder saves everything.
Everything.
Everything. And she recently gave us this. Guess who made that?
I did.
And she saved it.
I mean, it's held up surprisingly well.
She did tell us she had to reinforce the neck. So on the back of the neck, there's extra tape because I guess it started to like flop.
So funny. I think I must have been like 4 or something.
Probably, yeah, probably like 5 or 6. That looks like a preschool, activity. So recently, Josh's dad and his stepmom came out to visit us from Kansas, and they drove. They did this big loop, and they had a lot of adventures, and it was really fun to have them here.
Yeah.
But they brought this because Grandma Snyder wanted Josh to have it. So we put it in the video. Grandma Snyder, it's in the video.
There you go. Thank you, Grandma Snyder. So our next ingredient we need to add is the melted butter. And once again, you want to make sure that this is cool. You don't want to add warm butter to your mix. And mix this together one last time.
Pie.
Okay, so now our pie crust is done. So we're going to take these out and let them cool for about 5 minutes before we add the filling. Look at this one.
I'm like so proud that I can properly take a pan out.
She's such a little baker. We're gonna have an amazing Thanksgiving.
Oh wait, but I leave this on, right?
Yep, leave that on.
Okay.
Because we're gonna put these right back in the oven. So the pie crust, when they come out, will still be a little soft, but we're going to put them back in the oven for another like half hour so they'll crisp up nicely.
Okay. I like that you were like, she's such an amazing baker as I was about to turn the oven off.
Not such a good instruction follower, but...
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to take this filling and divide it up equally into these pie crusts, and then we're going to top it with pecans.
Ta-da!
All right, and just kind of eyeball it. You don't want to overfill it, obviously, so go a little light at the beginning, and then you can come back and top it off.
You're already so much better at this part than I would be. I would for sure have filling all over the place.
No.
He hasn't even spilled 1 drop. Wow.
All right.
That's perfect.
So then we'll just top it off, the rest of it. So same thing, we're just going to divide these up equally
Okay.
into the pies. And
Looks so festive already.
I know.
It's making me excited for Thanksgiving.
Me too.
This brings back so many memories for me. I mean, I was shooed out of the kitchen, but there were always pecan pies happening. My grandparents in Texas had 3 pecan trees in their front yard, and that's what they did all winter is they shelled pecans, and then they made tons of pecan pies.
Well, your family is all about pecans. Every time they come visit, they bring me pecans.
It's because we have pecan trees.
Which is awesome.
Okay.
So now we're going to put these back on the baking sheet and put them back in the oven. We're going to bake them for 15 minutes at 350 degrees, and then we're going to lower the temperature to 300 degrees and bake them another 20 minutes. And then we should have pecan pie.
Yay!
When the pecan pies are done baking, take them out of the oven and let them cool completely before serving. Ta-da!
Ta-da! Look at this! Look how cute they turned out.
They're done.
Of course, Josh goes the extra mile because he loves a little garnish, would you call it?
Yeah.
And he made these little autumn leaves out of chocolate.
It's really easy. If you want to do it, you can do it. But honestly, these pecan pies, they look pretty awesome without it.
Yeah, they look awesome without it. Josh made little chocolate.
Well, yeah,
candy.
your Thanksgiving spread, it'll just add that extra touch.
I
okay?
know. Oh my gosh, that
All
looks
right.
so good.
So let's give this a shot. Let's try this here. All right? It's so good.
Oh, so good.
Really.
And Josh, your shortbread crust is delicious.
Right? And it's so much easier than doing a traditional pie crust. Another good thing about these pecan pies is that they store really well. And you can keep them for up to a week in the refrigerator if you just loosely cover them. And then you can make them in advance for your Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, even less stress. You've already done it.
Exactly.
Bring them out of the fridge, heat them up.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
We will see you next week. We've got some special guests coming up, and we're gonna do a holiday giveaway in December. I can't wait.
Wow.
We're gonna get some cool things.
That's exciting.
That's exciting. All right, bye.
All right, bye.
Can I have some dough?
Not yet.
Pie
Not
crust.
yet.
I want pie crust in my belly.
We're going to have some very soon. Okay.
All right.
All right. I saw that. I saw it. Really push it in there.
Okay, and if some falls out,
Then you just gotta eat it.
sorry.
Jesus. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna make.
Blah. You do that a lot. You go like,
Bubble mouth.
you go,
So now it's. Oh, dang it!
sorry.
That got me in my head.
You like be mean. So and then blah. And then we blah.
I get tongue tied and I have to like let it out. Pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
All right.
Everybody knows that when Harry met Sally, right?
Yeah.
Pecan pie. But this Western shirt is kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you want to like.
I know, it's like you rip open the buttons if you want to.
Settle down. It's a baking show. Settle down.